Today I'm going to be replacing the alternator in this 2013 ML350 Mercedes-Benz. It's about 9 years old. I replaced the main battery, the auxiliary battery. Now I'm going to replace the alternator itself. So let's get to it. First things first, we need to disconnect the battery. Battery's found underneath the passenger side front seat. So we're going to move the seat all the way up so we can get to it. Then we're going to pop this up. This just pops up and pops out. We're going to lift this up. You might have to cut this just slightly and then it flips up. You don't have to. You can go through the front if you want, but it's easier just to cut it. Nobody cares. There's a little clip back here, right there. You're just going to pop that up. You're going to slide this piece out. This is going to come out as air duct. And then you're going to remove this piece out. I'll show you right now. So the best way to do it is to use a flathead screwdriver and gently pull this up, pull this, and then you're going to pull this out. And then you're going to push on these two and pop this up, and then just pull this out too as well. There, you've got your battery, you've got your negative and your positive. Always disconnect the negative first and then the positive. Okay, so this is 10 millimeter, very simple. For the positive, you'll see the horizontal screw there, 10 millimeter. Just get an extension, and this should be easy peasy. So some of you guys may not need to do this because you'll say it's easy to do without it, but for me, it was easier to remove the intake duct and the housing for the air filter. If I can get that out of there, it'll be a lot easier to get to the alternator and work on it. Come on over here and I'll show you what we're gonna do. This is the housing that the air filter's in. We have to remove this. We're gonna have to take this piece off. And it's very simple. You just lift up, you lift straight up, comes right out. You have these two bolts over here. If you take a look at these, this is one, and here's the other one. And this is E-socket 10. So we're gonna go grab you can't see it, but it's an E10. So E-socket 10. Remove these here. Deep socket is the best because this one's sort of in there pretty good. Okay, here's the other bolt. Beautiful. This is the air temperature sensor here. We have to remove that. So first you'll see the little gray, let me shine a light on there. You'll see a little gray button here. You gotta click this up. We take a screwdriver and just click this up here. There you go. You see how it clipped up? You take your fingers and you squeeze that. You squeeze that and pull it. Next thing you do, this silver bracket here, we got to remove that. We got to remove this bracket, and you just take needle nose pliers and you just gently remove that, and then it should get much looser. See how loose it is now? Okay, so now you got to take this piece off. So just pop it open like that. This should come right out. This one I'm just using my finger. There you go. All right. You got your housing now. This should just come right out. All right. See, look at that. Now you can see everything. You can see the whole alternator. So much easier to work with. So now I'm going to take the tensioner pulley and I'm going to pull that counterclockwise with an 11/16 wrench, and I'm going to remove the serpentine belt. But before I do that, I'm going to take a look at the route of the belt and just draw a diagram of it or take a picture just so you know the route it goes back on. And when I remove it, I'm just going to basically take it off the alternator. I don't need to remove it off all the pulleys and take the whole route off. So here's the tensioner pulley. So I'm just going to turn counterclockwise on that, pull it. And when I do that, it's going to release tension on the alternator belt. And I'm just going to see that. There it is. Okay, now these are the front two bolts here. One here and one here. And then you find the bottom two down under there. Okay, so for unscrewing the top bolts, I'm using an E12. So an E12 to unscrew the top bolts. Very simple. It's exactly what it needs. And then for the bottom, really tight in there. And I don't have an E12 So I'm gonna use this 3/8 so I can get in there. It's flex. So yeah, 3/8 on the bottom and E12 on the top. Okay, so I removed the bottom 2 screws. That was easy using the 3/8 flex wrench there. And now I'm gonna remove the top 2 screws. I loosened them up, as you can see. But before I actually do that, I'm gonna remove the cap off the positive here. Don't do that. It's gonna be a pain in your ass if you do that. So I'm gonna take that nut off, all right? Use the 13mm to get the nut off the positive after I took the cap off and the cap fell back there. So now I'm just gonna take this off here. Okay guys, so the connector is going to be one of the hardest pieces here. So I'm gonna show you how you do it because I couldn't find this anywhere. I just had to figure it out. So let's just say it's clipped in. What you want to do is you want to pull this gray plastic piece up. You just prop it up like this. Once you prop it up, you squeeze the plastic piece in and you pull up. That's how you get this up. It's difficult, but so you want to prop this piece up, and then you see it when you squeeze it, it will unlatch from that piece. That's it. So now all 4 bolts are out. We disconnected it. We can pull it out. As you see here, the stock alternator, the original is a Valeo, and I did not buy one from the dealership. I bought this for $400 and change. It's the exact same alternator, exact same OEM alternator. Exactly same brand, same everything. But they wanted $1280 at the dealership. I got this thing for $400, brand new. It's not refurbished. It's brand new, and you're just not paying for the Mercedes-Benz rebranding. This is the original brand on it. I've got to put this the alternator back in, the new one back in, and to do that, it's really simple with 2 people. If one person's holding it, but I don't have 2 people. It's just me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a screwdriver in one of these holes, just a little bit smaller than the hole itself. This way it'll work as someone's holding it, and then I'll start to thread it myself. Thread one of the top ones. You got to be careful not to thread sideways or start stripping it, because you're going to strip the engine block, and that's going to lead to big problems. So brace it with a screwdriver, and this way it'll act like someone's holding it. I use this screwdriver in this one, and I hand tighten this one, adjusting it. I didn't even use a wrench, and that just went right in. This way I knew I didn't strip it. Now I'll do the same for this one. I'll just jiggle this while I hand tighten this one in. I'll do it for most of them, and then I'll tighten it up with a wrench. Actually, it was a lot simpler than I thought. All right, so I just tightened all 4 bolts up. I didn't want to tighten too tight because you don't want to strip the engine block, but they're all tightened. And now I'm going to put the ground back on the positive. There we go. Okay, grab your nut. Screw that in. After I hand tighten, I'm going to torque it with a 13mm and tighten it up. That's nice and tightened. The bolt, I put the ground on the positive bolt, so nice and tight. The connector in the back is connected. I did that beforehand. You can do it before or after. The 4 bolts are tightened. I'm gonna put the serpentine belt back on. So I drew a little diagram like that for the route. This basically looks like that. And so you just take your 11/16 and you crank down on the counterclockwise, the tensioner pulley. And it's gonna loosen everything up, and you can just get the belt back on like that. Then you just go around and make sure the belt's on perfect. It's just all the grooves are in. You don't want the grooves to be out on any of the belts or hanging off, because it'll start to fray pretty quickly, and you'll have to replace your belt. Now let's put this back in. You'll see there's a little U groove here, and this is where that's gonna lie right here. And there's another U groove right here, and that's where the other one's gonna just place. See this here? This is gonna sit right here, and the other one's gonna sit right back here. So it's very simple. Just Just make sure they're flushed and they're sitting where they're supposed to be sitting. All right, may take a little bit of time to finagle it. But I think we got it flushed, right? Yep, we're good. Okay. Again, this just pop right in. So, put this piece in first. It just pops right in, beautiful, snug. And then I'm gonna make sure this goes over here. All right, so this is snug now, this is beautiful. Got my E-socket, and that's E10. Put these bolts back in. All right, beautiful. Don't want to over tighten it either. Just tighten it just enough. Okay, so we're gonna put the sensor back in. Make sure the plastic piece is up. And we're gonna slide it in as it clicks. And once it clicks, we're gonna push this down. These are in. Those 3 screws are in. Air filter is replaced. Air duct is back in. So the only thing left is to put this clamp back on. So I grabbed a pair of pliers. I just grabbed it like this and squeezed. And when I squeezed it, it just popped right back on. I'm gonna reconnect the battery. Now remember, positive first, negative last. And once we do that, we're all set. We'll give it a test. All right, start it up. It sounds beautiful. Make sure the belt's running smooth. Everything looks good. I started it up. The dreaded battery light went away. Drove it around for a while. It's 100%. Tested it again. There it is. It's as easy as that. Took me about a little over an hour. Saved myself a bundle. Well over 4 figures. All right. Have a good one.